Well, once again today we are at court in Istanbul. My colleagues there have been facing this judicial farce for nearly 2 years now. They're being charged with connections to terrorist organizations, and so far in six hearings there has been no evidence presented by the authorities to that regard. We have seen, obviously, the situation of the crackdown against human rights defenders, against those who criticize the government in Turkey for a number of years now. And our colleagues have been in this situation for far too long. It is time for them to be acquitted and for justice to be made.
The Turkish government, of course, would say that that Kilic and the others on trial with him are members of a terrorist organisation, particularly pointing to connections with the US-based cleric Fethullah Gulen, who's the leader of a group that Turkey has banned for the failed coup that you mentioned in 2016. What would you say to those allegations?
Well, there is no evidence whatsoever presented so far. All the information that has been presented to court points to no connection, to no criminal activity by these individuals. These are Taner Elic, Idi Lesser, and the other 9 human rights defenders are basically people who for a long time that have dedicated their lives to defending the rights of others, whether it is refugees and migrants, women's rights. These are people that have for a long time trying to defend the rights of people in Turkey. And to see them going through this ordeal for nearly 2 years now is absolutely heartbreaking. Taner has spent 14 months in prison before he was released on bail. 8 of the other human rights defenders spent 4 months in prison. This is just outrageous, and it is definitely about time that they are acquitted, and that everyone who is jailed in Turkey and facing unfair prosecutions and these kind of false accusations is basically allowed to do their work.
You are bringing this to attention, of course, because you are a colleague of Mr. Kilic. What about the others? How many others do you think there are in prison? I'm talking lawyers, doctors, professionals, journalists who are in prison with what you would say are unjust allegations against them. And you know, essentially, what does it say about the state of modern Turkey that this can be happening now?
It obviously says a lot that we have hundreds of journalists facing detention, that we have hundreds of human rights defenders going through prosecutions simply for doing their work, lawyers being convicted, academics being prosecuted for expressing their views. It says a lot about the state of human rights in Turkey, and the convictions that we're seeing when we see them obviously says a lot about the justice system in Turkey, and looking at some of those convictions, we're definitely looking at situations where there is political influence over courts. The case of Taner and the Istanbul 10 is a very important one, because they've obviously become potent symbols of the current state of human rights and the court system in Turkey. We expect that their acquittal will come, and that they will basically, their deal will end.